Hello and thank you very much for watching. In this video I will demonstrate for you how you can dictate text into any text field on your Samsung DeX. A trick behind this is using a Google keyboard app called GBoard. It's free, available on the Google Play Store for you to download. It will replace your default Samsung keyboard. So if you're used to Samsung keyboard, there's similar functionality available on a Samsung keyboard as well. I'm just a GBoard user since it's been launched, since this app was became available in the Google Play Store. So I will demonstrate using a GBoard app. As you can see right now, I'm still talking to the built-in microphone on a Galaxy tablet, and the text keeps popping up inside the Google Docs. So let's stop that and let me demonstrate for you which settings I had to change to make this work, and it's very easy setup. If I go inside the settings and I'll pick the Samsung DeX setting, and there I will find the keyboard option, and inside there is two options. On-screen keyboard location, I changed that to be on the tablet instead of showing on the monitor. And the second option is show on-screen keyboard in Samsung DeX. I turned that feature on, and once that on and I chose a tablet, every time I click on the text field anywhere, is it the app, a game, a chat, a Discord, a Samsung Internet Explorer, Chrome browser, doesn't matter where I click, as soon as there is a text field where the keyboard needs to be used to enter text, the on-screen keyboard will pop up. So let me demonstrate for you. If I go to Samsung DeX subreddit group, and for example, I click create a new post, and as soon as I click on the title, the keyboard shows up on a tablet, and then I can just press the microphone on that keyboard and start dictating. Share your most favorite DeX setup. And I do have the title entered. So for example, I stop that and I go inside the text block, and I'm going to say, hello everyone who subscribed to Samsung DeX Reddit group. Please share your favorite app that you would like to use on your DeX. And this is much faster for me. It's faster for me to dictate text than type on the keyboard. I sometimes make the writing mistakes. I sometimes misspell the words, and afterwards I need to go and correct the mistakes by dictating text text using my voice into GBoard app, which then automatically enters that in the text field. For me, is much faster and much accurate. What I mean, less mistakes I make by typing words compared to typing words. And so on-screen location, I changed to tablet, that's fine. Show on-screen keyboard on DeX, that's fine. And there is another options or suggestions below looking for something else, and then one of the first ones says on-screen keyboard. If I click on that, I do have an option for on-screen keyboard. So default keyboard, I got that set up to GBoard, and then I do have options to change it back to Samsung keyboard or tweak Google voice typing feature. Samsung keyboard is by default keyboard on the Samsung devices, and you cannot turn it off or uninstall it, so it's always there. So GBoard app just replaced that. There is a small, like a bug thing. If I will go back to the DeX settings and I change that from a tablet to a monitor, so technically right now, as soon as I click on a text field, the keyboard will show up on the monitor. So if I go back to a Google Docs file, which I was talking to you, and I'll delete all that, by default, or by this bug happening, it reverts back to a Samsung keyboard, default keyboard. So I need to go back to a settings, Samsung DeX, keyboard, from a suggestions, click on on-screen keyboard, and then change it back to a Google GBoard app. But once I click that, I do get the pop-up on the tablet asking me choose your input method. I'll tap on the GBoard, that's been changed. So once I close that and click on the text field, about 1/3 of the screen is being replaced by the keyboard, which is good and bad. first of all, I don't need to worry about the tablet screen being always on and etc. So I can actually, I think I can turn it off. So it's always going to be keyboard here, but 1/3 of the screen real estate is being taken over by this keyboard, which is not bad and not good. Not good, obviously, I'm losing 30% of the screen. But another thing is tablet screen is not always on, and the monitor, I just click on the microphone icon here in the top right corner of the keyboard. I press that microphone, I can continue dictating as example, and I can keep talking to the microphone, and then Google Keyboard app will continue entering text inside Google Docs file. And it works. And like I said, it's not ideal to have 30% of the screen sacrificed for this kind of feature. But again, I can sit down, relax, grab my cup of coffee, and just keep talking and writing essays, writing memoirs, and etc. without touching the physical keyboard. There's an option in the GBoard app which allows you to make this static keyboard into a floating keyboard. So I'll stop typing and I go back at the top of the keyboard. I'll find a couple of options. Emoji, GIFs, settings, and then the fourth icon or fourth setting from the left. When I press that, it converts the keyboard into a floating one, which is okay, is great. It takes less space. I can move it anywhere to the screen, top right corner. And let's say I delete this. I can still click on the microphone and keep talking until I finish talking. And that's it. I done this, so I can delete that. But then a bad thing is this keyboard will pop up anywhere. If I leave this on the screen, let's for example here, that's where it's gonna pop up. So if I'm gonna go minimize this, minimize that, let's open Samsung DeX subreddit group. I click on this field and boom, nearly that location where I clicked is being covered by a keyboard. But maybe I don't want the keyboard to be there. I just click there because I need to fix a spelling mistake or something. So I delete the spelling mistake, but then the keyboard just covers that location. So I move the keyboard to the right and I keep working, but then I need to use the app which will show up on this side of the screen. Then this keyboard will take over and will cover that. So it's floating keyboards takes less space, but then it's appearing in the places that I don't want to appear, if that makes sense. It might cover something important for me. So that's what it is. And that's okay, floating keyboard. Because I'm using the ultra-wide monitor, to be honest, when I'm dictating, it doesn't really bother me if the keyboard takes over 30% of the screen when I need to dictate. But then again, sometimes I don't need this to show up. And I might doing something and I click on a text field, like I said, to replace number, for example, 5 to number 8, or enter digits, enter a quick sentence with, yes, I can use this. Entering 2-3 words is not, I don't need this voice to text feature. So this is where I rather have the keyboard showing up on the tablet than showing up on the screen. But there is a feature if you want to have this on the screen. If we go back to the settings, Samsung DeX, keyboard, and I change that to a tablet, and I click on the text field, it switches back to a tablet, but on a tablet it switches to GBoard. It doesn't default back to a Samsung keyboard app. So if we delete that, and let's say, can you please let me know which mouse you are using with Samsung DeX? And there you go. I might enter this text faster on a keyboard. Don't really can't say yes or no, but it's for me writing a lengthy text. It's much faster, and this kind of way, this kind of setup is much easier for me to use instead of a live transcribe, because the way I got this set up, and when I know I'm about to write lengthy email, I have the keyboard set up next to the tablet set up next to me, on the between the mouse and the keyboard. Here you go, keyboard, tablet, mouse, and when I'm using it, so let's say for example, okay, delete this, and just quickly write, okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next one. And that's it. When I'm done, I just need to tap on the screen and then get the microphone turned off. This kind of way, this kind of setup is is good for me, is ideal for me. But Live Transcribe again is not the bad app, it's still a usable app. I still use it once or twice a day, but slowly the GBoard app and this kind of setup is taking over. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Goodbye.